guys, how are you? It's Mrs. Lil here. I'm one of the DECA advisors, and I'm just hanging out on a regular afternoon. I've got my gear on, and of course I've got my medal, which I hope a lot of you will win. And just have a couple trophies and some name badges and all kinds of good stuff like that. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about how you can select your DECA competitive event this year, because it's going to be a little bit different than normal. So please make sure that you listen up to this video and you pay attention to all the things, because we want to make sure that it's fair for everybody. So let's kind of jump into this and see what we have going on. Remove my awesome sunglasses so we can take a look at this. So one of the things that a lot of people are familiar with are the different areas of DECA. So you're going to find that there are 6 different competitive events within DECA, and some people like this diagram because they feel like it makes sense to them, but we've got some other people that are a little bit more linear thinkers, and you might like this a little bit better. So the 6 areas that our competitive events fall into are marketing, hospitality, finance, business management and administration, personal financial literacy, and also entrepreneurship. So when you get ready to choose your event, some of our older students are going to have a really good idea of what they want to do, and some of our younger students might be kind of floundering around trying to figure out what's best for them. So how would you ever get started if you're not really sure what you should do? Well, one of the first things you want to start out with is, do you have any career interest? Were there any of those 6 areas that are kind of interesting to you? A second thing that you can take a look at is, do you have any job experience? Maybe you work at a restaurant already, or maybe you've got some other kind of background. And the third is, do you like to work alone, or do you like to work with a partner? So you'll have an opportunity, even in your first year, you can decide to do something by yourself, or you actually can decide to do something with one other person. So working in a team event in a team of 2. Some people like to take a look at diagrams and to kind of see how you do this. So you're more than welcome to go back. You can stop this and you can expand this a little bit more. And this is just something that DECA put out a few years ago so that you can kind of go through this infographic. You're going to notice right over here that a link to this infographic is also in your Google form, so you can take a look at it a little bit better. So we've got 4 different types of events that you can compete in. We have principal, team event, individual event, and also our written events. You're going to notice at the top that it talks about Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4. If you are a brand new member, or if you are any member, we are going to recommend that you consider principal, team, individual, and then if you are an experienced member, then you can consider our written reports, written project events. But we do not recommend that for our first year members. One of the things that we want to have you kind of evaluate and think about is that you might want to consider any one of these 3, principal, team, or individual. Last year, what we saw at the district competition is that the principal events were absolutely flooded, while some of the team and the individual events barely had anybody in them. So we really want to open those up and make sure that everyone is considering that. We have something brand new this year for our written event students. So new for 2020, because of all the other changes, students had already know for sure that they are going to do a project, will not compete in the district competition. You're going to work on your project and go straight to the state competition. That is a very different thing from what we normally do, but currently all of our students that are interested in projects are very serious about their project and have already started. So think about that before you fill that section out. So now let's go on over to the Google form and let's take a look at how that's going to be a little bit different for you this year. So when we come on over here to our Google form and we sort of get an idea of how this is going to be set up for us, you're going to notice that it has an explanation right up here at the top, and then we're going to get into the questions a little bit lower. You're also going to notice, for those of you that would like more information than this video, there are some other links right here on choosing your category. So we're going to get started. We want to put in your first name and your last name separately. We're asking you to do that so we can sort the file. Beyond that, please go in and record your business teacher, your class period, and then here's the thing that's going to be quite a bit different. So if you are competing in a written project, you're going to skip these next few categories and go right down to the written project area. Okay, skip and go right down to the written project area. But when we take a look at our principal events, our team events, and our individual events, here is a schematic that you might like to take a look at a little bit more. But then beyond that, once you take a look at it, what we also want to do is take a look and pick out 3 things that you would consider competing in. Your first choice, your second choice, and your third choice. So for my first choice, I'm going to come on in and I'm going to say I have a pretty strong interest in doing something related to hotels and restaurants. So that's going to be in the hospitality area. And I would like to work with a partner. So my first choice is going to be hospitality services. My second choice, because I know I'd like to work with a partner, I'm going to do travel and tourism as a team event for my second one. And then for my third one, I think I'll maybe consider doing something by myself. And so for my third one, I'm going to come on down and I want to make sure that I choose hotel and lodging management, which is going to be right down here. So for me, because I know that I like that topic, I put all 3 choices in that relate to the hospitality area. But you might find for yourself that you're kind of all over the place because you find a lot of things interesting. We will do our best when you complete this to go in and give everybody a choice that they want. With putting in 3 choices, you should not end up with something that does not fit one of those 3. A little bit further on down here are for the students that are doing the written event. Not everybody will fill this out, but if you are doing a written event, then please go ahead and fill this section out for us. And then also, if you can tell us right down here, if you already know who your partners would be, then that's going to help us out quite a bit. And after that, we just want to hit submit. So again, all the way back at the top, what we're just going to do is fill out the Google form. You're going to put in your top 3 events. If you're doing a written event, you are not going to do 3 choices. You're just going to go straight down to the written event. And written events, you will not compete at districts, and that is new for 2020. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to Mrs. Rutherford or myself. We want to make sure that everybody has a good experience with this. Thanks so much, and good luck in DECA. Let's take it to the next level.